Aishwarya Ajit, your host for the evening. And I'd like to welcome you all to the Emirates NBD Global Business Series, an initiative by Intelligent SME. Success is the child of audacity, and that's exactly what this evening is about, celebrating success and sharing success stories and tips from business icons. This evening is a great occasion and a rare opportunity to meet with business icons. And by business icons, we are obviously talking self-made billionaires, key decision makers, and corporate executives who have influenced our business community. These business icons have been carefully chosen and will provide us with profound insight and guidance that will help us achieve our aspirations. ISME has always been engaging with CEOs and decision makers of many businesses, and the idea behind this series is to inspire entrepreneurs and senior executives to reach greater heights of success. And it is indeed these interactions that have been the main inspiration behind tonight's series. Before we commence our evening, I'd like to say a quick hello to our lovely sponsors, because the successful journey of the Intelligent SME would not have been possible without the consistent support of our sponsors, partners, and well-wishers. A special note of gratitude to our strategic alliance partners, Dubai SME, and our title sponsors, Emirates NBD. We also thank our gold sponsor, Porsche Center Dubai, Al Nabuda Automobiles. The car we saw on display outside is the Panorama GTS. I'm sure it's a sight that would be almost next to impossible to have missed. And of course, this is a perfect example of the Porsche philosophy of intelligent performance, which makes it perfect for our theme for this evening. What's more, you can also avail special privileges on the Panorama and also contact the Porsche ambassador, Mr. Franklin Francis, who is sitting here amongst you all this evening. Mr. Franklin, if you could please raise your hand. Okay, he's right there, so you may contact him to avail special privileges on Porsche. We also express our gratitude to our exclusive technology partner, Samsung, the large TV on display outside, a perfect choice for your boardrooms and living rooms and any room really. Our associate sponsors, Al Nabuda Insurance Brokers, Petrochem Middle East, Western Union Business Solutions, Bryce Bus, AIG SME Insurance Solutions, and our media partners, Khalij Times, Star Plus, and Life OK. We also thank Do for their continuous support. Before proceeding with the evening, I'd like to speak a little about the future projects of Intelligent SME. SBI Group is proud to launch in February a business publication that will connect the entire business community of Ras Al Khaimah. Robust RAK, a new magazine, will promote regional and international investment within the Emirate, which is an industrial hub in the country. It is also our pleasure to let you know of the launch of Apps Middle East in 2013, a comprehensive bi-monthly technology magazine that reviews and features the best apps, tablets, mobile phones, and other gadgets from a global Middle East perspective. Apps Middle East will be the best source of information to stay connected to the incredible world of technology. The publication that is already a global success will now be available in the UAE. In addition, SBI Group will commence strategic outdoor promotional activities. Our promotional trucks will display messages in key geographical locations to develop more engagement with brands. We urge our sponsors and partners to join in the venture. Now, as I mentioned earlier, tonight we are graced by the presence of business icons from the corporate industry, and I would like to call upon one such personality who is a great success story and continues to inspire our future leaders. I would like to call upon our chief guest for the evening, Dr. B.R. Shetty, founder and CEO of NMC Health. He will be felicitated by Mr. Vikas Thapar, Head of Business Banking and GM Emirates Money, and Mr. Shantanu AP, CEO of SBI Group. Gentlemen, if you could kindly come on stage for the felicitation. Dr. Shetty arrived in UAE in 1973. An unimaginably modest beginning, Dr. Shetty, never tired of dreaming, spotted an opportunity in the country's healthcare sector in 1975 when he opened his first pharmacy. That was quickly followed by the establishment of New Medical Center. And today, in addition to hospitals and clinics, the company has now a string of diversified business interests. Dr. Shetty took to exploring the opportunities with nothing more than a few dirhams jingling in his pocket. A true story of hard work, dedication, and the inevitable success that followed. Please give him a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Dr. Shetty. Thank you so much, sir. If you could please kindly proceed back to your seat. Now, before we proceed with the rest of the evening, as I mentioned earlier, tonight is not just about established business icons, but it's also about supporting fresh entrepreneurs. And for that, I would like to introduce one such initiative, Zeal. Zeal is an initiative by Al Nabuda Insurance Brokers for nurturing talents for a more reliable tomorrow. Zeal consists of a group of fresh out of college youngsters living in the UAE, and this energetic bunch is, as the name goes by, absolutely buzzing with enthusiasm and positive focus. Individuals in the group have various talents like photography, creation of fashion accessories, to name a few. ANIB is providing them the platform to showcase their talents, and along with SPI and ANIB, we hope all of you present here will give them your wholehearted support. And of course, if you'd like to check out some of their work, you can see some paintings and some accessories that have been displayed outside this ballroom. Now, to carry forward this evening and for interaction with Dr. Shetty, I'd like to call upon Mr. Tariq Qureshi, the founder and CEO of Vantage Holdings. He is also the media representative and advisor for Bloomberg Television and Multimedia in the Middle East. He was the regional director for Dow Jones Markets in EMEA and publisher and CEO of The Times and Sunday Times newspapers in the Middle East. And if you thought that was all, Tariq's media and broadcasting experience also includes radio, television, print, speaker, panelist, and moderating specialized conference internationally. Tariq, if you could please kindly come forward and take over the evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just switch this on. It's one of those rare occasions. It's actually such a privilege to be here today, because today we will be going on a journey which really talks about and reflects on an amazing inspirational life. A life of a living legend. And Dr. Shetty, and today you will see some of the things about him up close and personal. That is really the ethos. And what we are doing today is actually to open hearts. You know his story, we've read it in the newspapers and the magazines, but today we will sort of peel the onion a little bit and understand what he is as a man, as a human being, as a father, as a son. And those are the key components that all of us share. So we've got a couple of slides that I'd like to share. Technology will work, yeah. And this is a story, just because a screen there and a screen there, whichever is easier for you. As we go forward, we will understand how all of these stories and all of these pictures will come together. A young man from India who came here many, many years ago. He's won all sorts of accolades and awards, and we'll talk about that in the future. There we also have a picture of his mother, somebody who was very dear to him and part of his inspirational story. So the next couple of minutes, let's just look at
the journey that thus began has taken giant strides with the passage of time, serving in large measure to the growth and development of the host country and its economy. This is no exaggeration considering the fact that BR first started attending school in his village and, like most other children there, walked barefoot. He admits that he was not a particularly brilliant scholar and learning did not come easily to him, but he possessed a rare gift, the ability to work hard with dedication to the task and an inveterate curiosity and interest in everything around him, the guiding spirit being the inspiration his mother lent. These joys of life, coupled with a sense of justice in meeting the challenges with uncompromising compunctions, was the recipe of his strength and success. Dr. Shetty is enthused by the dictum that the real secret of happiness is not in what you have or what you receive, but in what you share. When Dr. Shetty took to exploring the opportunities in store with nothing more than a few dirhams jingling in his pocket, the fledgling nation of UAE that emerged as an independent federation in 1971 was on a frog leap. With his legendary foresight and vision, Dr. B.R. Shetty identified these aspirations and the potentialities of an almost untapped market.
Sets the tone a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. A man who came from humble beginnings, like a lot of us, and has made it to the top. Here's a man with a dream. Here he sets up his new laboratory in 1976. These are just images to set the tone for you. Here he is again. By the way, he looks completely ageless. He looks exactly the same 40 years later. This is his first laboratory. I like the goatee. I think I can sort of take an inspiration from that. His first cute car. By the way, his first car was a Morris Minor 1961, so I'm sure you still have it with you. And this was the new medical center, how it all started. So this just sets the tone for us in terms of some of his background, because now we will delve a little bit deeper into how he got forward into this thing. Before we move forward, I think this is, to me, the inflection point in his life as an observer. It's a quotation in a discussion with his mother, where his mother said, "The man you are is dictated by 10 people. At any time in your life, if there are 10 people who truly believe that you are a good man, then you are a good man, and you are blessed. If at any time there are 10 people anywhere on earth who sincerely believe that you are a bad man, then you are a bad man, and you are cursed. You cannot take any of these 10 and exchange one for another, one good canceling out the bad. It is something you cannot control. It is in your private hearing that you meet life and its challenges." This, ladies and gentlemen, is the background and the advice from his mother. And I think the story begins here. And these were the words from him, and his dream started from this point. So I will use this opportunity to walk across to Dr. Shetty.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you. Please. Dr. Shetty, we've seen your family, your mother, your lovely family is here, Nima and Rima, your daughters, and Mr. Shetty, who is also a doctor. They're all here and to felicitate your lives and celebrating your life. Today is about celebration of your life. But my first question is, in your early days, who was the greatest impact and why, as you sort of shaped your life and developed yourself? Over to you, sir.
You already mentioned in your presentation, it's my parents. they instilled such type of confidence in me, encouragement in me to do something good to the society, where my father was the municipal councillor during Britishers' time, and he did a lot of work in the municipal corporation. Then my mother was assisting him. So these people are main role model for us. And they guided me properly, and the guidance of the parents as well as teachers and also my friends and well-wishers. That's all I think.
Your parents wanted you to be a doctor. You wanted to be a pilot. You wanted to be in the Indian Air Force, flying planes, you know, doing the bits. and you were neither. So what happened in all of this?
You can make out that I always wanted to fly high. Even in the school, I joined the NCC, National Cadet Corps, and where I learned discipline is my main subject. NCC means a scout-like. In India, it's a big thing. You want to join, you have to have medical test, everything. And once you join, your parents think that is gone, my son, to join army. So that was the situation. But still, I joined, and my subject was mainly discipline. Whatever I do, in a very disciplined way I did it. And then the same mentality gone. Then I went to college, pre-university. I applied for GD pilot in the Indian Air Force. So there, I got selected. The final interview in Bombay, 2ED Cotton Green, that's where they said, you are 8 days overaged. 8 days only. So that's why I lost the chance of becoming pilot. So I finished, before that my parents wanted me to be a doctor also. And I was not that brilliant boy, like a student like my wife. I could not score good marks. So I could not go to the medical college. Though at that time Manipal, TAPI, TMAPI, they came to my house, we will finance his education, let him come. But I personally did not want to do that hard study. So I wanted always easy life. So that's why that didn't click. So that's how I learned.
You explained to us about the fisheries and that industry and how that shaped some of your earlier learnings. What were those?
That is in the initial stage. I told you I went to Udupi. Initially, lucky day today when Mr. Hafiz is here. You are asking the right question. He is from same school what I studied. Mr. Ashid is here? Yes, Hafiz. So he is the same student there in our school, but he is much younger. When we were studying in that fishery school, you can't believe, it was first matriculation